Welcome everyone to episode 3 of No Shoulds Given. Today we are talking about when you stop being the good girl and everyone else doesn't like it.
All right, ladies, we're diving into a big one today. You know, when you stop being the good girl and everyone else suddenly has an opinion about it.
Oh, it's gonna be a spicy one, isn't it? It's gonna trigger a few people.
100%. Because the moment that, we stop over explaining, stop apologising for taking up space and start saying no, people suddenly start to lose their minds.
Yeah, we've all heard it, or you get it, You've changed. Why can't you do that? We've done it before. It wasn't a problem last time. You're so selfish all of a sudden.
Yeah, but it's boundaries,
No,
not attitude,
it's got
girl.
boundaries. It's got boundaries,
Exactly.
hun. Just
Exactly.
stop letting you take the piss out of me.
So if you didn't realise you were taking the piss out of me, but I've come to realise that you are.
I let you,
Yeah.
so I'm not like completely blaming you for this situation because I hold my hands up. I am accountable for this too. I'm taking responsibility. I contributed with my piss poor boundaries. I allowed this situation to get out of control, but now I've given my head a wobble. I've seen it for what it is, and thanks, but fuck off.
Exactly. So picture this. You used to be the one who'd bend over backwards 24/7 for absolutely everyone, always saying yes, even when you are screaming inside, no, don't do it.
Oh, yeah. Like the one where you cancel all your plans to help someone move or something, even though your wash basket's overflowing, your house is a tip, your bank account screaming, what are you doing? Like your intuition is just whispering, maybe we
Yeah,
shouldn't.
maybe not tonight,
No,
love.
no. Should we
Yeah,
say no?
yeah,
But everything else in your life is like literally, what are you doing?
yeah. When
Um,
actually all you want to do is say no, put your slippers on and have a glass of rosé on the sofa and go to bed by 9 o'clock. Or is that just me?
welcome to welcome to my world.
Yeah,
Not
exactly.
rosé though. I'll have a
Yeah.
Malbec. Thank you, please.
Or
Um,
apologising for breathing too loudly. But then we
yeah.
start to speak our truth. Yeah, this is what happens. We've decided we've had enough. We're not apologising for breathing anymore. Not apologising for having an opinion. Not apologising for deciding that tonight I just don't fucking fancy it. We stop people pleasing, and all of a sudden, people start thinking that you've joined some kind of fucking cult. I think I've been there plenty of times.
I have joined one.
Have you?
Yeah. It's a cult for one. It's like I am on that sofa. I'm in bed by 9 o'clock. I drive you mad. Lisa will send me messages and reels and Instagram posts at like not even really that late, half 10, 11, which for normal people is probably like a normal grown up time to go to bed. This granny with no one to please but herself is tucked up in bed by 9 and replies to those messages really annoyingly at 5
Yeah,
a.m.
5 a.m. I know. But it's my kind of cult. I am getting to that point now where potentially, not even potentially, I'm happy to be in my Jimmy Jammies in bed by 9, sending you stuff a bit later. But you know, it's like when you're chilling in bed and you're watching TV, and then all of a sudden, all these ideas because you're relaxing. You see, this is my issue. You relax, you start switching off, and all of a sudden, it's like, I need to tell Sarah that. Oh, I've got this idea. Oh, and then this is when I start texting people. But yeah,
This is where that yin and yang of us comes out. We are opposites on some things,
yeah.
but we are still very much the same at the core. Like blonde, brown, early, late. There are a few differences.
Yeah, definitely.
But no, seriously, the second you stop being the peacekeeper, the fixer, the one that smooths everything over, people get uncomfortable.
I remember always being everybody's like emotional hotline. Like I've said anyway in the previous episode, I was always the one checking up on everybody else. And then suddenly when you stop doing that, you're told, oh, you don't care about me anymore. And people get really shitty and snappy and nasty. And when you stand up for yourself and you're like, well, hold on a minute, when was the last time you messaged me? And actually, I've been going through some really fucking big shit over here. And all of a sudden, you're being shouted at from the other end of the phone, being told how I'm the shit friend, how I haven't done this and I haven't done that, even though I've just spent the last fucking 20 years, mate, having your back every single day, taking myself well out of my way to make sure you're okay, bending over backwards. And I don't just mean the text messages, I mean the lifts. I mean going hours out of my way, booking annual leave for people to make sure I'm there to help them through X, Y, and Z, you know? Yeah. As soon as I've stopped saying every week, how are you doing, or I'm checking in, or doing this, and I'm actually looking after myself, you've got the fucking hump with me. Are you joking?
Yeah, I think lately, like, I've had so much drama in my life in the last few years that I really just can't do it.
Oh,
I can't do it. I can't. I've had to cut out people that have a problem for every solution.
Yeah.
Where every conversation is an issue, like there's something wrong, but they're not doing anything to change it. And to start with, you try and be supportive. I am that person. I am really positive. I am really empowering. I will try and drag you back up, but there comes a limit, and I've really had to, like, I can't keep giving you all of this. I can't keep giving all of me to you if you're not gonna take a little bit of responsibility.
Yeah.
And like, it's been the last 3 months, we're still moaning about the same thing. Nothing's changed.
You know what,
Like,
mate? I've got friends who I've not seen in years, and they're still going on about the same shit they were talking about when we were 15 at school. That's 30 fucking years ago, and your life has not changed. Your mentality and the way that you think hasn't changed. Like, what
I
is
know.
going on?
Yeah. When I separated from the kids' dad and moved in our first house with them, I went to, like, down the village pub, and it was a pub that I used to go to. Bearing in mind, I was with him for like 15 years, so my life had changed a lot. I've moved on. I'd done loads of stuff in that time, and even before, or like, I've been to I went travelling around the same time that I met him. I'd done loads, and it was probably been sort of nearly 20 years between me last really being out in the village pub and seeing these people to when I would go down there for a meal with the kids. And even though all of that time had passed, there was the same people having the same conversations, moaning about the same thing. And they're like, oh, I haven't seen you for fucking years, like, what have you been up to? I've lived a whole nother life since I saw you last, and you're still in here talking about the same thing. Nothing much.
Yeah.
How would you have that conversation?
Yeah.
What have you been up to? Oh, my life like flashes before my eyes. I'm like, not a lot.
And the thing is, I feel really bad now because it feels like we're slagging off people who just like to stay in the same place. Because you and I are very similar, aren't we? We like to keep moving. We like that change. We like to keep moving. We like to keep heading towards dreams, goals, whatever it might be, right? But if that's what genuinely makes you happy, the simple life. By the way, I love a simple life also, and I think you do as well, don't you, Sarah? I mean, I make it sound like we're, well, you did jet around the world. I haven't, but do you know what I mean? Like, but to, like you're saying, like, to still be talking about the same things, and genuinely, it tends to be about people and situations because they haven't got anything else to talk about. And I just think that's the kind of thing that blows my mind to a little bit, because I'm like, going on in your life that that's all you can talk about is gossiping about other people, putting other people down potentially, or, well, it's gossiping, isn't it? And for me, gossiping is toxic, it's poison. Let's go and get our own life and actually have something really interesting to talk about rather than other people's stuff. And this is kind of part of this as well, really, isn't it? You know, like, this is what we're saying. When you come out of your own people pleasing and good girl conditioning, people are gonna talk about you.
Oh
A
yeah,
lot.
you are gonna be fodder for that group chat. They're
Yeah.
gonna be talking to you about you at networking or on the school run, at the side of the football pitch. They're gonna be like,
Who does
oh,
she think she is?
who does she think she is? Where does she get off? How does she do it? What, like, have you seen this? Have you seen her doing this?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, and
it's mad.
you know that time when you first say no to them, and then they've made out as if you've just ruined their whole fucking weekend or their whole entire life because the party can't go on without you. Or what do you
Yeah.
mean you're not coming? What do you mean? What do you mean you just want to stay at home? That was me. 2 years. I just want to stay at home and just be with myself because this is what I need. This is what my soul needed. And I know it might sound really sad, but I've had the best bloody 2 years of my life not going out, being down the pub every weekend, getting drunk. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I went out, was it last weekend or the weekend before? I'm going out about twice a year now, and my God, do I party? Do I dance the whole night? Did I have a sore throat the next day from all the singing and shouting? Yeah, of course I did. But there's more, you're allowed to have more to life than that, than pleasing everybody else and being able to say no and not taking that responsibility of ruining somebody else's weekend or life. Or
I know. It's a them problem.
yeah.
But they're very, very, very quick to deflect and make that a you problem. Like, I don't know. Maybe I just am so nonchalant after everything that I just really don't care.
No, it's just
But I just think, fair, like, if you don't want to come out, fine, don't. If you don't want to do that, fine, don't. I wouldn't make anyone feel shit for it.
I do think I understand it in the first instance when you're used to your best mates coming out with you everywhere that you know, and you're used to going out every other weekend or at least once a month, or you know, as we've got older now, we're not out every weekend. But I do get it. I do get that point of, oh my God, what do you mean you're not coming? You've always come out. You've been coming out. We've all been going out together for the last 20 odd years. Like, what? What? Why? You know, I get it, but equally, it's not our responsibility or anybody's responsibility to make somebody else feel happy in their own life. Because 9 times out of 10, let's face it, why were we going out getting steaming most weekends? Because we weren't fucking happy. That was me anyway. I don't know about anybody else. Definitely. I've had a stressful week at work. What do I need to do? Go and get off my face. What am I hiding from? I don't need to hide from my life anymore because I bloody love it. And that's the difference.
Yeah, that's the mirror, isn't it? That's where the problem comes
Yeah.
because you've been bold and you are making that decision and you're standing in your power of fucking gonna be sick that I actually said that out loud.
I love being in my power.
Because Instagram has made it so wanky.
I know.
But no, when you do think, do you know what, enough is enough, we get one shot at this, and I'm
Yeah.
spending 98% of my time pleasing other people. Come on, no.
Yeah.
When there is that resistance, you do get that feedback, people have always got something to say about it, and it feels really lonely.
Yeah.
Like, have spent a good few years now in that space of outgrowing the old, and I finally feel like I have established my support network, I know I'm not that person, I know who I am now.
And I just want to add that actually, it's not necessarily just about outgrowing people, is it? Because sometimes when we say about outgrowing people, it always feels quite harsh. Always, it sounds a bit final, like we're being bitches. And it's not that. It's about outgrowing that old version of ourselves. And within that, you end up outgrowing friends. Like, it's inevitable because we've shared a skin, and if they're not coming with us, that's absolutely fine. No one's wrong, by the way. No one's in the wrong position and we're better because we've moved on, or vice versa. no one's better than anybody. We're just going through life in our own pace. Like you say, you started to figure things out about yourself. You started to discover who you really are, like things that you love about yourself, and you want to explore more. And that does mean that you outgrow people, because you don't want to be that gossip down the pub every weekend. You don't want to be talking about people. When people start talking about people and bitching about them, I swear to God, my whole body goes, and it's like this crawling under my skin. I think, oh bloody hell, I just don't know how long I can hang around.
Get me out of here.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
can't have this conversation.
Yeah, I don't want to be here.
I don't want
Yeah.
to. And then if you shut it down, you're rude. Like, nothing brings people together faster than negativity, moaning, talking about someone else, like having an opinion on someone else's.
Well, it builds bonds,
life.
doesn't it? And
Yeah.
it's almost
I
like,
can't think of anything fucking worse.
but the thing is, you see, it builds bonds. And if people, especially if you lack confidence, for example, and say you're a school mum and you're going to the school and you are meeting people for the first time, or, you know,
Yeah.
maybe within the first year, however quickly or don't quickly you don't meet people, like, you know, you make friends and stuff. And the thing is, when someone starts talking to you and then they talk about somebody, another mum maybe, all of a sudden you've got something in common to talk about because you know that person. And then as they're slagging them off and you're agreeing, all of a sudden that bond starts getting, and it gets tighter and tighter. And also what it does is, when you lack that confidence and you're potentially seeing this person on a pedestal, when you are then slagging somebody else off, it brings somebody, I haven't got enough hands, but it brings somebody else down, and you suddenly start coming up. And then you feel like you're a good friend, you're a good person, you're this, you're that, and you're on the same level as this person that you want to be friends with. And so I get it. We've all been there. But it's just toxic. Because what happens when you walk away? When are you going to be the person they slag off next? Because that is exactly what is going to happen when people build friendships around negativity and gossip and backstabbing, you know? It's just not healthy for anybody.
No, it's not healthy. It's not healthy at the school gate. It's not healthy
At work.
At work. I have run into this a couple of times in the online space.
Oh, really?
Running my business online. It just, I don't know. This is a whole different conversation maybe. But I think that people pleasing has got a lot to answer for.
Yeah. And that's a
bit. I have to be rude. I would never go out of my way to be rude or call people out on it or anything, because I am a people pleaser. I will just take myself away from that. I will just come out of that situation and have those boundaries, and either have a very light interaction relationship with that person in whatever, socially, work, acquaintance, whatever it may look like, or take myself out completely and just not go there again. I would never be like, oh, I'm not going to be friends with you because you talk about so and so. I would just be like, no, this isn't for me. They probably won't even know about it. I'll just take myself over here.
But gossip quite often can be an innocent thing, as I explained, it can be innocent. Not always do people gossip because they're arseholes. There are a lot of them out there that are.
No,
but
I think
it's not always. People get hooked up in it, caught up, don't they, you know?
And I think some people sort of maybe use it as a little bit of a way to make themselves look better.
Yeah, 100%.
It's a confidence thing again, isn't it? It's like,
yeah.
Oh, I want to, like you say, find that middle ground, find that commonality, and be like them. Like it's like a confidence booster.
100%, yeah. But we also get to choose whether we want to be a part of that or not, like we say, you know. And it's not necessarily a say of, actually, you're a gossip, you're a twat, I'm not hanging around with you anymore. It's just, do you know, I'm not really comfortable with this. I don't need to say anything. I'm just going to walk away from it. I have tried to say to people and just say, you know, I don't think that's really a nice thing to say or whatever, you know, and see if they take the bait. And if they don't, then they don't. I don't involve myself in those conversations, you know. And again, that's coming away from that good girl conditioning, whereas before potentially I would have been like, yeah, you're right, again, confidence boosting, again, um, agreeing with everybody, so then I'm accepted, and then people think I'm great, and blah blah blah. And I've had people react not well to me, and for me, I think I'm just having a conversation. Some people call me aggressive, whatever. Take me as you take me, whatever you decide. You know, it's not on me. But some people don't take it too well when I say to them, when I try to stick up for the party, that they're actually slagging off, and not to have an argument, just to try and get them to switch their brains a little bit, to try and see it from a different angle. And yeah, it's gone down like a flame in the balloon.
Yeah, it isn't always a good one to bring up, is it? Yeah.
But what do we get
You
in
have to really
return?
read the room, and I'm not always that great at reading the room, so often I will, because I fall over my words, when I come to get them out, they're likely to maybe be a little bit to the point. It's a
There's
difficult
nothing
one
wrong with
to bring up.
deciding not to beat around the bush.
No,
I'm here
I
for
did used to get called Miley Cyrus because I'd like to come in like a wrecking ball.
it. I guess it depends how we say it, maybe, or the tone in
Yeah,
how.
I'm a lot more tactful
Yeah,
now.
Jen. But what comes with it, you know, from deciding to walk away from that, or decide to try and change the angle of the conversation and stuff? For me, it brings peace. It
Yeah.
brings that quiet kind of peace that comes from where you stop performing. You know, I know that I've got a good heart, and if I've upset somebody, then unfortunately that can't be my responsibility anymore. You know, and it comes from their wounds, it comes from their own experiences and their own trauma or their own situations, whatever they're going through at that time. And genuinely, so often people judge really, really quickly by people's words, by how people behave, and I understand it, obviously, but you know, it's like people behave in that way because potentially something really bad's happened to them. Or maybe they behave in that way because X, Y, and Z may have happened to them. I know we can't sit here making it sound going on a whole
Because
new
it becomes
tangent here,
safe
aren't I?
to behave like that, doesn't it? For whatever reason, that behaviour has become safety. But you're right, you assert those boundaries, you put yourself higher up that list and start to lean into yourself and
Yeah,
being led by yourself. And then you do have this kind of wilderness period where it can get a little bit lonely. You can have some shots fired at you. You kind of think, oh, am I doing
yeah.
the right thing? Your doubt's going to come up and be like, oh, don't do that again. Like, it's really uncomfortable.
Back to people pleasing.
But then the other side of that is the more you do it, that your confidence grows. You do trust your intuition. Do stand by your voice. You do learn when to use it. Don't need that validation
Well, no,
anymore.
because you figure out who the fuck you actually are underneath all that people pleasing. What lights me up? What makes me feel good? What am I actually interested in? What do I love? What am I passionate about? And actually, what is it I hate? Because that's just as important. You know, and you so all of a sudden you're
Yeah.
like, oh, who is this person? I quite like her, you know? And then you start to put yourself first, and then you start to want to be around those people that match those values, who match those morals, who have the same passions and likes dislikes to you, you know. And then you start to
And the
create a
conversation
different kind of
switches.
bond. There you go.
This conversation switches
Yeah,
from other people to
things that light you the
Mercury in
fuck up.
retrograde, what the fucking moon's doing, and
Yeah,
like attachment styles and inner child, and
yeah.
no, it doesn't always have to go down that. It's
No, of
like,
course not. It could be train spotting,
but it
aeroplane
goes
spotting.
to
I
the
don't care what it
things
is.
that you light up. And I think the biggest kind of way I've navigated this switch from the good girl, the people pleaser, the fixer in like relationships and things, and abandoning myself to make sure everyone else is okay and acting like overcompensating to be chosen, is to really it's like, stop. And as wanky as this sounds, and I'm really apologise in advance, it's just like, does this align with my values? Does this situation, does this person, does this environment, like, have that honest conversation with yourself. Like, what are your values? What is really important to you? Who are you? Because it doesn't matter how many layers that you put on top. When you do sit down, you do know, and then be
Well,
like, right, that is my compass.
it's
That
not an
is it.
easy thing to do. If
Oh,
you write at the top of a page, who am I? And when you first started out, not now, you know, you've had the kids, you've realised that you're not feeling that happy, or you've got no confidence, whatever it is, and you write at the top of this page, who am I? Oh my God, you start, oh, I'm a mum, I'm a
oh
sister,
yeah,
I'm a wife, I'm a
yeah,
this,
yeah.
I'm a that, and it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. Who am I when we
Oh,
get rid of all the labels?
my situation's a little bit different, you know. Like, I've been dropped in the big bad world on my own with very little and rebuilt it. So I've had the luxury, although it didn't fucking feel very
Yeah,
luxurious at the time, of not having to take into consideration anyone but myself.
mm,
That moral compass, those values, I was stripped of everything but what we could carry.
yeah,
So I could go inward. I could be like, right, you've got a blank page here, sir.
yeah,
What are you going to write? How are you going to get yourself out of this? You've been in a situation that's maybe compromised you for a while now. It hasn't been in alignment. It has compromised your integrity. You haven't been values driven, and you've got that blank page now. What's going to guide you forward? And that, for me, it was like, right, these situations don't align with my values. These people don't
yeah,
align with my values, and that was a good thing to pull me forward.
yeah,
But I have to hold my hands up and say, it is a lot easier when you don't have to consider. I work
yeah,
for myself. I don't have a partner.
yeah.
Um, it's just me and my kids, so I don't have
Me,
those other
yeah,
responsibilities
yeah.
and things to consider. I can just be like,
Whereas for me, I just kind of woke up one day. I mean, I'll make it sound like that is just exactly what happened. It didn't. It was over time. I was just like, I'm just not happy. Like, I'm not happy. But I love my husband. I love the kids. I love our life, but I'm not happy. So deep down inside of me, I am so unhappy. It's unbelievable. And it's not them, it's internal. It's me, not external of me. And it's just like, Lisa, why can't you just be happy? And then it's like, why? Like, I don't know why I can't be happy, but I just can't be happy. I can't be happy working a shitty job to pay a fucking mortgage and die. Like, it just can't happen. My soul won't let that happen. He's just like, what? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's so strange because for my husband, it
it's
just came
just a
out of
type of
literally nowhere.
burnout, isn't it? You like,
Yeah.
you're
Taking out on
just
the
on
kids
that
because I'm so unhappy.
treadmill of
Yeah.
pleasing, of doing, of not, like,
Do you know?
just coming further away from yourself as each year
Yeah.
passes. The responsibility, the shoulds, the layers, they all come on top of each other, and then, like, you start to you can carry the weight for a while,
Yeah.
and then it just gets heavier and heavier, and you just think, I love, like you say, I love my husband, I love my kids, I've got a great house, I've got a good job, I'm
Yeah. I
secure,
did. Yeah.
I'm doing well, but
It's not making me
this
happy.
isn't it. And I
Yeah.
always say
That's
that,
it.
like,
That's exactly it. This isn't it. It
amazing,
cannot be it. There's more, and I don't know what the more is, but there is definitely, definitely more. Um,
like, yeah, coming back to yourself, like,
yeah.
this isn't what I signed up for.
But that just like triggered a memory for me that we're going back to work though. So when I was in this particular job, and the first time I ever said no, saying no to a boss, can you bloody imagine? And he was a massive bully anyway, like effing and blinding at me, fucking throwing things at my head. I was frightened of him, I cannot lie, right? But the first time I said no to him, I felt like a fucking queen. Like, literally. I remember him just trying to pile more and more work on me. And I just said to him, no, I can't do that. And he was just like, I didn't say sorry. I didn't explain. And he just looked at me. Why not? Because I don't have the time. You'll have to find somebody else who can do it for you. Boom. Fucking boom. Literally, he did not know what to say. I literally felt my whole energy come out of my body and just rise like a fucking queen, like a phoenix. I
I
genuinely
love it.
felt invincible. And I was just like, he's such a bully. He scared the life out of me. And I was just like, oh my God, I fucking done it. The first time you ever say no with no explanation and no apology, mate, it is so powerful. It is unbelievable.
No as a full sentence is
100%,
elite.
yes.
When you get to the point where you can just, like you say, no, drop,
Yeah.
it is, yeah.
But I just want to say, like, you are allowed to change. You are allowed to grow.
Yeah,
You are
you
allowed
don't
to stop
owe
being good and start being
anyone.
real.
You don't owe anyone the version of you that made them comfortable.
Yeah.
You're responsible for you, your behaviour, how you feel, how you respond. Another person's response, you're not responsible for that.
No.
That's on them. As long as you are showing up as a decent being, putting yourself first is not bad.
No. Living a life that feels good to you, that feels in alignment, Sarah, to your beliefs and your morals.
Can we
I
ask
love
ChatGPT for another word?
alignment.
I'm asking for another word.
Yeah. You know, but being that embodied woman, when you know who you really, really are to your core, it literally is impossible to silence. And it doesn't mean that you turn into this loudmouth, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna fucking tell you exactly what I fucking think, you twat, you know, let's blow everyone's heads off with all the truth and start calling everybody a whatever. Yeah. Yeah. You know, we mean as an embodied woman that you know who you are and you're not afraid to stand up for yourself and to stick to your values and your morals and to put yourself first because it's what you need mentally, physically, spiritually. Did I say emotionally? You know, everything. And also, you owe it to yourself, you owe it to your kids, you owe it to your partner, you owe it to your friends, you owe it to everybody, but more importantly, you just owe it to yourself.
That's the power.
Exactly. Exactly. It's freedom. And we talk about freedom, I talk about freedom all the time, and this is what I'm talking about. Freedom to be who you are, and for people to accept that wholeheartedly. Yeah, and when you start to show up as who you are, that's when you attract those people.
But
And
that's what I was going to say. People won't accept it until you do.
yeah. So, we've got some more journaling prompts if anybody would like to give them a go. So, ask yourself this. You don't have to journal, by the way. Just ask yourself now. Who benefits from you staying small?
Where are you still dimming your truth to keep the peace?
So, the next question I've got is, what would happen if you stopped seeking permission to be you? What would happen if you stopped seeking permission to be you? Big one.
It is a big one, and I'm just going to extend on that actually, because who are you waiting for permission from? And the reason I ask that is I seek permission, but I am fucked if I know who from.
Okay, that's interesting.
I feel like I need to have permission to act or do something at times.
Is it a case of then, so you would want to be told that it's okay then for you to do it? So you're not necessarily waiting for somebody else to say, Sarah, here you go, why don't you do this? It's not that. It's just that you want somebody to say it's okay for you to do that.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to that good girl. Like, you know, when you're going to make a decision or you're doing something for yourself, it feels naughty. It feels wrong. And you're waiting for that someone to give that girl permission to be bold, loud, strong. But who's going to give me that? Like, who am I waiting
Only
for? I
you
don't
can.
need it. I
Yeah.
give that to myself. But I do find myself at that time still with that internal, oh, the little girl in me needs permission to make this move.
Yeah.
But when I started to be like calling myself out, like, you're 44 years old, like, you live on your own, you've got your own house, you've got your own business, you're a parent, like, who are you waiting to tell you
Yeah.
you can do this?
Yeah. See, whereas I'm the complete opposite. I'm like, let me fucking throw myself off the cliff and we'll just wait and see if I fall or whether I fly. And obviously, I think I'm going to fly every single time. So I find it difficult that because I do have a hubby and the kids, and you know, that I do have to consider other people. And sometimes I find that really difficult because I'm like, I don't want to. I just want to
You
bloody
don't
do
want
it.
to. I'm considering someone that doesn't
I know.
exist. This is not easy, girls.
It's
This is
not.
not
No, it's
bloody
not.
easy. It's not a one and done. It's always going to be coming up at different levels. You're going to go through something, then you're going to have to like advocate for yourself again, or you're going to, I mean,
Remember
getting
who
to
the fuck you
40,
are?
well, getting to 40, we wanted to set fire to our lives. What's going to happen when we
Yeah.
hit 50?
I was just going to say, so ladies, like, you know, you're not being difficult. You are just done with dulling yourself.
Yeah, you are not selfish. You're finally self-honouring.
Yes. And you're not too much. They were just used to too little. So were you. Not you, Percy. I mean, all of us.
Yeah, I was like, oh.
Yes, Sarah, you. I mean, all of us. The listeners.
Yeah. So we are here for the death of the good girl and the rebellion.
So this is the moment, ladies, that you reclaim your power, Sarah.
Let's go.
This is No Shoulds Given. Thanks for listening.
Bye.